Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Batholkus, and it's time for the Wheel of Time, Season 1, Episode 8. It's the season finale, by the way. The Eye of the World. Sorry I'm late. YouTube had other plans for me, obviously, and kept trying to go through the rear camera of my laptop here instead of my actual camera. So I was fighting with that with about the last half an hour trying to get shit to work correctly through YouTube and lovely YouTube as it is. So, with that said, let me take care of some business first and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you don't want to be notified by YouTube being as shitty as they are, you can hit that bell down below and YouTube won't notify you when I come on live. So what you should do, go over to Suspended Fanimation where there's actually a schedule up there. And I try and stick to it as much as possible. Change it out every week. I also have all the links to my social media on there and all the links to my pages as well. So, where are we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. All right. I'm giving you enough time to hit pause, do whatever you need to do, go to the bathroom, all that kind of stuff. All right. Jesus Christ. After that, I need some eggnog. Smooth. All right. So, yeah, Moraine. Okay, so this episode seemed like someone put on fast forward for whatever was going on with the story because all of a sudden Moraine and Rand are like tearing ass through the blight. It looks like it only takes them, it's like a 15-minute walk or something like that. They meet up with the Dark One, of course, at the Eye of the World. Rand is the dragon reborn. We also see 3,000 years ago what had happened. We saw what the world was like. They had flying cars and all that kind of stuff. We don't even have fucking flying cars, and they had flying cars. So yeah, Rand still is asking. Well, he says, "Oh, you thought it was going to be Egwin, right? That was going to be the dragon. That's why you taught her how to channel." And he goes, "What about me? Are you going to ever teach me how to channel?" And she goes, "Well, that's when the madness starts. Is basically when you start channeling. So no, essentially, when your life is in danger." When you start feeling the dark one trying to kill you, that's when you're going to get in touch with the power, and you should be good to go on your own. But I'm going to give you this little tiny idol that a couple of hundred magicians, magic guys have spewed in their essence into. And when the time comes and you start feeling your manhood coming on, this is all honestly, this just all felt like an allegory to me to coming of age, if you will, or becoming a man. And yeah, when you start feeling the urge, come on, I want you to channel all of that urge and put it into the little idol here, you know, and then use that to bind the dark one. Sounds good to me, is what he says. So in the meantime, everyone else is trying to, stop the Trolloc army from coming through the gap. And it looks like there's about 10,000, 20,000, maybe even 50,000 Trollocs. We really don't know. And so at first, they end up, having the wall there, and they're shooting little arrows out, one at a time at these thousands of Trollocs coming at them. And of course, the Trollocs overtake that shit like it's no business. They go right through. So it is up to the Aes Sedai of that area of Shania, yeah. And she links all of them together so that she can draw on their power and draws even more power from them, so she can blast the fuck out of all the Trollocs that are coming. I mean, she does a good job of it, but she loses control and she can't break free. Neither can anyone else. So they're all getting ready to die. And Nynaeve, of course, blocks the the power being taken from Egwin. God, I'm sorry. I'm horrible with names. I actually had everything up and ready to go, and this whole thing fucking just threw me off completely. But yeah, Egwin is being blocked, from frying to death, and of course Nynaeve ends up dying, uh, and gets brought back to life. And we find out also through all of this that Perrin is he's back inside the castle trying to figure out what to do. Him and Loyal, the Ogier, and he thinks he's seen Patton Fane within the walls of the castle and goes searching for him. And of course, he's back where he had left him, and he's killing all the guys because he wants the box. There's a bugle inside the box that's supposed to help the Dragon Reborn. I don't know exactly what's going on with that. I wanted to know what was in the fucking box myself, but it was a very nice box, very nice looking box. So in the end of all of this, Rand is tempted to rebuild the world using the power, the one power, and the Dark One's going to show him how to use it, of course. And of course, he really just wants it so he can break his own bonds. Um, Rand, of course, channels it into the little statue thing, and we don't know exactly what he does because we know that the Dark One disappears, but he's not destroyed. He's not trapped back in the eye of the world, um, but he's not there. And Moraine, who now is cut off from the one power, the Dark One actually, did a little gentling himself on that one. She says, I think this is the beginning, not the final battle, but I think this is the beginning of the final battle. So, yeah. And Rand, in the meantime, he says, yeah, I can feel the madness. I know it's going to come. And basically, with the madness means that I'm going to kill all my loved ones. So, see ya. I'm going to go and disappear into the brambles here. And you just tell everyone that I died here. And Moraine's like, I can't die. And he goes, you'll figure out some way of getting around it like you normally do. So that's kind of where they leave off. We also see Matt wandering back into the dark city because Pedon Fane says, some of you are going to turn to the dark, some of you are going to turn to the light. And it looks like two of you have already turned to the dark kind of thing. And yeah, so Raymond says, I hate the whole revival right away trope. It's just to play with our emotions when the knave and saved land, and it was different because that was a reveal. Yeah, I agree with you, Raymond. It was one of those things. She was kind of like, nah, no one's in danger. At first, I was like, are they going to leave her dead? And I'm like, no, of course not. They're not going to leave her dead. It's the same thing, the same trope of the white guy being the dragon reborn, and uh, I'm here to save everyone, kind of thing. And yeah, I know that's the way it was written, but still, it's one of those. It's become a trope now because it's so. This book was written so long ago that it is a trope, and it just. I don't know. I think it might have needed two more episodes, to tell you the truth, to kind of world build a little bit more, or it needed to use the episodes that it did have in order to not do as much world building and focus on the characters in the story a little bit more, because it felt really truncated. This episode just felt like it was very condensed, and like some stuff had been thrown out, as they say, thrown out the baby with the bathwater. And that's kind of what it felt like. So um yeah, I know there's a second season coming. And if it's gonna be more like this, where it's just, really slow and then hurry up and go, I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it, quite honestly. So yeah. What's up with the army making a tsunami at the end? Yeah, the Trollocs, they were jumping on top of each other's backs, is what they were doing, and climbing up the wall. Which I guess you can kind of see that. I mean, they're goat people, so they're Krampuses, the The Krampine, the army of the Krampus. Yeah. So not the greatest of endings. I've seen worse, quite honestly. CW. Um, so yeah, we're again, I don't know where it's gonna go with this. So anyway, what else do I have going on the rest of this week? Well, let's see what time it is. Okay, there we go. So at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to go and do The Expanse, season 6, episode 3. That's going to be up here in just a little bit. So in about half an hour, just to make sure there's no problems happening. Because YouTube being the fucktards that they are. Yeah. Oh man, the stuff I had to do in order to get this thing on. It was kind of ridiculous. Anyway, tomorrow I'm going to be off because it's Christmas Day. So you guys are going to be enjoying stuff with your families as well. And Sunday is going to be another episode of Spoiler Alert, where we get to talk about anything spoilerific as long as it's out in the public. No sneak previews, anything like that. If you guys want to talk about spoilers about stuff, we can talk about spoilers. And yeah, man. I mean, next week I'm going to have the schedule up. I'm going to have it up probably on Sunday. So I'm not talking too much about next week's schedule at the moment, because I've got to put it together. So there you go. No, the Navy of Channelers, the end scene. Oh, where they killed the little girl. Oh, that's right. Sorry, man. You were talking about I don't know what that's about. I forgot all about that thing. The whole tsunami that happened, yeah, with the why they killed that little girl on the beach beats me. I mean, that were on the west end of the continent, which kind of makes you wonder if they're traveling on the ocean on the west end of the continent. Obviously, there's more than just the continent of this world. There's probably some islands and whatnot, and some other nations someplace else. But yeah, man, I have no idea what's up with the island channelers. It looked more Hawaiian than anything else, like what they were doing. I don't know. It's kind of like Hawaiian and Japanese kind of mixed in. I don't know exactly what was going on there. So we'll see. Pacific Islander. There we go. It was Pacific Islander. So, with that said, and Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrating out there. Merry Kwanzaa. I don't know. So, it's Christmas Eve. So it's, do what you will. All right. I'm going to get ready here and we're going to do The Expanse in about half an hour. So I'm going to let you guys go and we'll come back for that. And I will see you again in half an hour. So don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may end up having to deal with fucking YouTube and all of their stupid idiosyncrasies that I can't even speak of anymore because my mouth obviously is tongue tied at this point. And no, I haven't had too much eggnog. That's my first going on right now. So I will see you again in about half an hour. Thank you to everybody joining me in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. I change it out every week. Also have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. Thank you, everybody. I will see you again in about half an hour. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, get those booster shots, and get those flu shots as well. And I'll see you in a little bit. Thanks, everybody. Don't go away too far. Thanks.